Welcome back to Harem and Labyrinth of Another World Anime Review, episode number 10. Yes, 10. Yep, another one of these basically reaching the double digits. Didn't take very long. Not really, no. Now, in the case of how many episodes left to go to air for the season, well, I'm sure they're probably going to do their season because there's still plenty of books adapted. Well, as far as I can tell for adaptation wise, by the way, the name of this episode is, in fact, called Melancholy. Yes. Now, this one mostly adapts from Chapter 4 of Book 3. What I can tell from rereading the book, again, I basically concluded that in the case of last week's episode, most of from Chapter 3, this is on Chapter 4. So we start off basically in the quarter labyrinth, where they're already on the 7th floor, and they basically plow through a bunch of slow rabbits. Yes, slow rabbits. And then they get to the boss pretty quickly. They actually battle the boss twice in this episode. And they battle the boss, and it's a rapid rabbit. All it is basically a red rabbit with multiple appendages to its ears. And they beat it pretty easily. And so they go back multiple times and gathering up approximately 300 rab fillets. They also mentioned that the boss can basically drop rabbit meat, and this basically leads into them having a special dinner, which looks like cooked rabbit meat. Of course, you require a taste for it. As for the 300 pellets, they go to a store basically to do this, take care of this. Now, I think in the book they mentioned this was a carpet store, which it kind of looks like it is. Looks more like a clothing store, which they sold 300 of these things and buy a whole lot. And of course, while they're there, they managed to buy managed by Roxanne 2 nightgowns. Yep, 2 nightgowns. One pink. The other one, they don't really say exactly which one they buy. There was one that was yellow. I think one was blue. So, right afterwards, they decided to make a bath, but he runs out of MP, so they can't exactly relax. So they can recover some MP, so they go back to the labyrinth, kill more creatures. By the way, in the labyrinth, they run into a couple times. They were there. First, second time they went to the labyrinth, they run into a scapegoat. Yes, an scapegoat. That's what it's called. And I think it was like one of our creatures was like climbing. The last time they went there, they also run into a freaking bull. Yes, a bull. Which ends up scratching Michio. And of course, they have the bath later. Oh, by the way, the first time they battled the boss, actually second time, the battle boss in the episode, they come across an adventurer who actually explorer goes in and he is have luck and possibly be able to, possibly buy enough money to get a member to his party, possibly buy a slave. And they find, after they beat the boss second time, who apparently was already there waiting for them, which even thought that was quite strange. It turns out they already beaten the previous adventure and apparently the previous party. Yes, apparently this one rabbit just killed 5 people. Now, does he take the sword? Not really, no. He just takes the crystal that's there and just merges with his, and that's pretty much all he does. He doesn't touch the sword. I wouldn't be surprised if he took the sword with him. Yeah, I would not be surprised about that. So, pretty much in a way, what happens, right after this? Well, then, of course, Roxanne and Michio have a round of sex. Very rough round of sex, because the point of Roxanne being too rough. And, oh yeah, by the way, they do have sex again at the end of the episode. Yeah, twice in one episode these two have sex. And of course, because it's Crunchyroll, lots of censoring. The annoying censoring thing. I'll probably watch a censored version later. So, then after they do the third time, the third time he goes to the labyrinth, gets MP back up, and then of course, basically they hop in the bath. He notices that his finger is swollen, so he asks Roxanne to suck his finger. And then he's like, well, I'm here. Then he proceeds to have Roxanne do it to his groin too. I'm not going to say what the word is because basically I don't want kids to basically find out this too early because it's not very appropriate to talk about. Those of you don't know what I'm talking about when you have a woman basically sucking on a groin, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say the word what it is People probably can imply exactly what I'm saying, but I'm not going to say what it is. After they finish, they make out, and basically that's how the episode ends. Yeah. It is definitely a good episode. We're getting pretty much close to wrapping up book 3, and there's only like 3 episodes left. They might start book 4, but who knows? We'll find. I think they got roughly about half. I don't think they have the entirety of chapter 4 for this one. I'd say about half the chapter per se, but not the entirety of it. It's maybe the first half of it. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Sigla View. I'm going to go straight back to Plunderer, which I'm going to finish watching episode 18, and I'm going to watch episode 19 to my review of it then. Okay, next video. Bye.